Okay, so we got to talk about this whole Diddy situation. 100 devices seized, and the prosecutors are calling it extraordinary evidence.
Yeah,
Sounds like straight out of Hollywood.
right, like a movie. But it's real life, and it brings up some huge questions about privacy in the digital age, you know?
Exactly. I mean, it's Diddy. We're talking music legend, business mogul. Not every day you see this kind of thing going down.
Definitely not. And that's what makes this case so fascinating, I think. Diddy, or Sean Combs, as he's formally known, has been a force in the music industry for decades.
Yeah, he built an empire, Bad Boy Records, all those huge artists, the Grammys.
Exactly. And it's not just music, right? We're talking fashion, TV. He's got his hands in everything.
A true entrepreneur.
Yep.
But okay, let's get back to this investigation.
Yeah.
What do we actually know about why the feds are all over this? It's not like they just decided to go on a tech shopping spree, right?
Right. The details are still under wraps, but it seems to be part of a larger investigation. And the fact that they seized 100 devices, that tells you something about the scope of what they're looking into.
Yeah, 100 devices. That's like every phone he's ever owned, every laptop, probably even his smart toaster.
Well, maybe not the toaster, but you get the idea. They're looking for something big.
And that's where the whole extraordinary evidence statement throws me. Is that like a legal term? What does it even mean in this context?
It's not so much a legal term with a strict definition, but it definitely sends a message, right?
Yeah, like they're trying to make a statement.
Exactly. It's like they're saying, look, we need access to all this because what we'll find, it's going to be huge.
Okay, so let's break it down. We're talking about phones, computers, tablets, who knows what else? What kind of extraordinary evidence could be hiding in there?
Well, you've got your obvious things, emails, text messages, call logs, but it goes way deeper than that.
Oh, I bet.
Think financial records, business transactions, contracts. We could be talking about deleted files, metadata, location data. It's a digital gold mine for investigators.
It's kind of scary how much information our devices hold these days, right?
Yeah.
Like a little digital diary of our entire lives.
It is a little unnerving when you think about it, and that's what makes this whole case so significant.
Because it's not just about Diddy, is it? It's about all of us and our digital footprints. But, okay, let's say they do find something. What are we talking about in terms of potential charges?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It really depends on what exactly they find on those devices. But we could be talking about financial crimes, obstruction of justice,
Wow.
and who knows what else, right? It's all speculation at this point.
Right. And I'm sure Diddy's got a whole team of lawyers working overtime on this. What kind of defense strategies could they use in a situation like this?
Well, the first thing they'll likely challenge is the seizure itself. They'll argue that taking 100 devices is a violation of the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures.
Makes sense.
They'll want to prove that the government didn't have a strong enough reason to justify such a massive digital dragnet.
So it could come down to whether the judge believes this extraordinary evidence argument, right?
Exactly. It's a really fine line. And the outcome of this case could have major implications for how law enforcement conducts investigations in the digital age.
It's like a landmark case almost.
It really could be. It brings up all sorts of questions about privacy, due process, and how technology is changing the legal landscape.
It's like something they'll be studying in law schools for years to come.
Oh, absolutely. But it's not just a legal issue, is it? This has got to be a PR nightmare for Diddy.
Yeah, I mean, even if he's completely innocent, just the allegation alone can tarnish her reputation.
Right. And in the age of social media, news travels at lightning speed. People are quick to judge.
Oh, I know. The court of public opinion is a tough one to win. And speaking of public opinion, have you seen the reactions online? Everyone's got a theory.
It's a total firestorm, right? Some people are saying he's guilty as charged. Others are calling it a witch hunt. It's really interesting to see how this case is dividing people.
It kind of shows you how much power social media has these days, right?
Yeah.
1 minute it's a legal case, the next it's a trending topic, and everybody's an expert.
And everybody's got an opinion. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, both in the courtroom and in the public eye.
It definitely will be.
Yeah.
So what's the key takeaway here? What should we be paying attention to as this unfolds?
I think the biggest thing to remember is that this is about so much more than just Diddy. It's a microcosm of a much larger conversation we need to be having about privacy in the digital age.
It's a reminder that every click, every text, every photo we take, it leaves a trail.
Exactly. And we need to be aware of that.
Well said.
Yeah.
So next time someone asks to borrow your phone, you might want to think twice, right?
Yeah, you never know what extraordinary evidence they might find in there.
Exactly. All right, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive, folks.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for listening.